It's a month since the devastating earthquake in northwest Syria, and criticism is rising over how the UN was held back from providing emergency rescue assistance to people there. While teams were immediately sent to its neighbour Turkey, the quake also hit, of course, while the UN sent no personnel nor equipment to northwest Syria for 5 days. The area is the last pocket of territory controlled by opposition groups amid the country's 12-year-long war, and it's unrecognised as a state. Well, critics are saying the UN system prevented life-saving aid from entering, and let's get more now from Noel Al-Maghafi.
A magnitude 7.8 earthquake strikes near Gaziantep in southeast Turkey. Widespread destruction. Tens of thousands of people affected. In Turkey, international aid floods in. In northwest Syria, where the quake also hit, there's no such response. Local rescue teams alone struggle to find people alive under the rubble. In natural disasters, the UN system, UNDAC, coordinates immediate rescue efforts. It can deploy within hours of a request, usually by a government. The UN humanitarian coordinator in Syria was calling for the Assad regime to let them in. As the first days after the quake passed, time ran out to save people. The UN says Security Council resolutions are the only legal mechanism for delivery of its aid to northwest Syria. In 2014, it authorized its transport through 4 crossings, when Syria's government was obstructing aid deliveries in the past. Russia, in 2020, vetoed 3 of them, to leave just 1, at Bab al-Hawa. Valerie Amos is a former head of the UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs.
Over many, many years and decades, we have seen the way that countries have used humanitarian aid as a proxy for a conflict that they're having in a particular country.
It took 5 days for a convoy of UN aid lorries to go through Bab al-Hawa. But they didn't bring urgently needed search and rescue equipment. 7 days after the quake struck, Syria's President Assad permitted 2 more border crossings with Turkey to open. Critics say the UN's failure is down to a narrow interpretation of international law, and aid can go across borders legally because of the Geneva Conventions that protect civilians in war zones. That's even if the government objects.
We have a provision stating that an impartial humanitarian body, such as the International Committee of the Red Cross, may offer its services to the parties to the conflict.
The UN says it has to operate within its charter.
We can have academic discussions for weeks, months, and years about international law. Our position is that it has not delayed our work. We go where we're able to go. We appealed for more border crossings. In the end, the Syrian government gave the permission to use 2 more crossings. We used that opportunity as quickly as we could.
A slow response to a catastrophe. But will it stop in future people being left without international help? Noel Al-Maghafi, BBC News.